Here we are, Kawasaki Mule Pro DX. We're gonna ride the roads again, starting from the south gate. I think most people will pay attention to this road bed that is there. This is actually before I'm mowing, so you can also look at the sides of the road. But the road bed is the main thing here. On the left you see some ruts in there from the water coming down. Yeah, water's not getting off the road, guys. See, water's coming right on the road. Here's on both sides where the tracks are. So when you're driving up and down, try to get right on the edge where the grass is, so those tires can push out some of that stuff so the actual water can get off the road and not go down the road and wash it out. And you can see some more ruts in here. And yet more ruts. This is all from water, guys. Water rushing down the road non-stop. Need to get that water off the road and into the ditch. Go around this corner. Not getting any better. There's no water diverters on this section of road, actually. It's not a really up and down part of the road, but it is going up. It is going up. Steadily up. And water's steadily coming down in the rain. You can see those ruts where the water's digging it out. Now when I do mow this, I will be trying to make some diverters out, or at least some places where the water can escape. Watch out, there's another one. Boom. The other thing is, when I mow, I won't be able to get a lot of these overhanging limbs. The mower just doesn't go up that high. It's a 5-foot sickle bar mower. Most of the time I can just get 5 feet off the road. Any trees trying to grow up right next to the road, we're mowing down. Coming up on the south middle gate. This is where the camera is, and where that gate is. So I'm going to be closing that gate. Now that it's closed, we're going to keep going. And you can see some of the places where the water is trying to get off the road, but it's not. There on the right side of the road, there is some water ruts, and it moved over to the left side. It needs to get off the road. And there are some places where it's like no harm, no foul. And this is all uphill. Well, I shouldn't say all uphill. This is going slightly down. But once we get to the bottom of this hollow down here, we're going back up again. Now there is a water diverter coming up. You can see the ruts there. This diverter. Oop. The water is actually going over that diverter. It goes down to the end. It has piled up enough little stones and rock that it's now going over that diverter and, of course, running up the road on the other side. course, we got some of this road which is solid shale, and it's hard shale. So there's going to be no ruts right in here because that stuff is hard as a rock, and it is a rock. So, but there is in certain places. There's another spot there, and on the right side we got some ruts because it jumped out of the ditch and onto the road. There's a good chunk there on the right. Then we got some hard shale here. But you can see that some of these are rutted up from the rain. And we are going uphill. And a wet spot. Now, those are potholes, and every time you go through the pothole, you kind of stir up the bottom and splash it out. Every time you splash it out, some of that silt goes out, the water comes back in, loosens up some more silt, and every time you go through it, it splashes some of that silt out, so it makes it bigger every time. So try to go slow through them or miss them. And some more ruts in the middle of the road. That one is coming down that drive right there on the right. We also have a culvert that's plugged up right there. You can't see it, but there was one that was plugged up. And the water is coming down the road still here. It just can't get off the road. Still got a few trees. Oh, look at this one. That one came down in the storm. Never got pushed off. Got cut up and kind of laying there alongside the road. There were a few trees back there that are still from, like that one right up there, still from that ice storm we had back in December. We get another ice storm this winter, those trees are coming down in the road. They never got cleared up. There's another mud puddle. So try to miss the potholes with the water in them. If you don't, they're just going to get dug deeper. There's another tree across the road up there. When I get an ice storm or something, it's going to come down. Now we did do some road maintenance back in, I believe, April. We got most of the ditches cleared out of all the leaves, but there's other things, the leaves, more leaves coming down. And you got this driveway there. There is no culverts going underneath those driveways. So there's no way for the rain to go around that. It's going to get moved out of the road. So if you are an owner up here and you don't have a culvert underneath your driveway, think about getting one. It will help with getting the water down the ditches and not into the road. You may think that, no, it's no problem. There's no ditches. There's no ruts from rain there. Well, the rain builds up over time. So it may not be there, but your rain coming down your driveway or down that ditch and hits no culvert, now jumps out It's not bad there, but it gets going another 100 feet or more, or 1,000 feet. As the rain accumulates, it gets bigger and bigger, and guess what? It's now moving rock and making a rut. All those ruts need to be filled in with something, and usually that is rock that is purchased. And you can still see some of the trees are leaning in, and there's a few broken off tops that are hanging off over the road. And up in this one, it's went over the diverter, the water diverter, and has really rutted that up right in there. Got to rebuild that water diverter and fill in those ruts. More ruts on that right side back there. And you can still see them. So you can't get off the road. If you could get off the road, then it wouldn't be making those bigger ruts. And some of these water diverters are not diverting water anymore because the rain has moved rock, silt up to the water diverter and then breached over it, because it's built itself up a little platform that it can go up and over instead of getting diverted off to the road. There's one. And there's another one coming up. Where is it at? It's coming up here. Here we go. Down. Yep. And up to the right is the split for the upper lane. And this is the split area. There's a lower road and an upper road or lane. And it's a triangle. And here is the other side of that up to the right as it's coming down. You can kind of see it there meeting up. So if you're coming up from the south, there's one going up. And it's coming up from the north, there's the other one going up. And they both meet up there in the same lane. Okay, so on the left is one of the house builds. Moving his trailer up here, but down in there is another house build. The other two that are going on are on the upper lane. Now it doesn't look too bad up through here. The water can get off the road and it's kind of flat. Yeah, I consider flat. There's another water diverter coming up. Right there. Oop, there we go. To the left down in there. Where's it at? There's the left. Another water diverter. Oop. That one is still working pretty good. And it is relatively flat up here still, so not much in ruts at least. And once we go past that split back there, we consider that north and south versus its middle. So there has been a little bit of washing of the road down here. But not bad. I think the other thing is we have more water diverters on the north end when it's really, I would say when you're going down on this side. If you're coming up, it's coming up, but there seems to be more water diverters. Slope down. And there's a water diverter. And we're still going down. And we should have another water diverter. That was the little one. See the slope very good on camera. There are some other ruts there. A little bit more rutting on the right. Another water diverter. Water diverter. And yet another one right here. And then we go down into a little hollow where there is a spring off to the right that washes downhill, down to the left. And up we go on the other side of the hollow. And then down we go to another long down stretch. Water diverter. Sides are getting kind of thick with growth. Water diverter. And then it thins out. Another water diverter. Yet another water diverter. And then we're coming to another one here in a second. There it is. Angle. And then we come down around this corner, and this is the north middle gate where the other camera is, and there's another water diverter right there. So let me open up this one and we'll continue. Go around this, and we have the true north gate. This was put up for another property owner, not in our properties. I should say landowner, whatever. We drive on his road a little bit. Okay, we're going up the split from the north. And there's a lot of washout there on the left going up. there on the right, that's the other part of the split. And we go up, and you can see that there are some ruts along the side going up this. And yes, we do have water diverters. This was where the majority of those rock trucks and cement trucks go. Some were going to that lower one down there. But I think the majority of them have been heading up this direction. The storm has washed a lot of the gravel off. We've had some problems with the water diverters up here, allowing the water to go over them, though there's one. Though the way you look at them, it's like, how the heck is it getting over that? But you come down that when it's raining, oh, there's one, and you can see the water just go, and it's going right over it. It's like, how is it going over that thing? Because we have quite a few water diverters going up. Some have been filled with, you know, silt and little rocks and whatever, and it's just built up, and eventually the water has built it up enough that it can just breach it. There's other places where the contractor brought a trailer up, and his stand that holds the trailer up in the front wasn't quite up high enough, or couldn't get up high enough, and when he goes over these things, it was kind of digging in the center of it. That was another one. So the water would find that center where it was dug out a little bit, and it eventually breached it. I've been trying to redo them. But sometimes it's not that easy. Okay, so we go down a little bit here onto kind of flats. And if you haven't figured it out, my property is on the left. Basically from the split down there, it's going the left all the way up. Okay, we have this dog leg, tight turn, up and around. Little water diverter here. Driveway is on the left. We're going to keep going. There's another water diverter here. And it's an up, kind of on a flat. And then there's an S curve going up, which has been eroding out. Some more water ruts in through here. See it on the right there. The water just can't get off. Alright, through that, and there's a water diverter right there. And we're more or less kind of flat for a while. Not too bad up here. I've seen it much worse. And we go on for a while. And there is a hollow coming up, which means a down and back up. and we are going down. So that is down. Now we're going back up. Up, 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 up. Come on, little diesel, go. And then we're back sort of on the flats again. There's little trees alongside and a lot of weeds. I don't know what you want to call them. There's different things alongside the road that are going to get mowed down eventually. So being flat up here, there's not a lot of ruts. And we're coming up to the other house site on the right. This is where some of the trucks have been coming. And trucks were going back on my property and this property mainly. And our road keeps going on. And we go down again for another little hollow. This area doesn't get used that much, so it's overgrown a lot more. Get down the bottom and then go back up. So up we go. This is the last property in our community on the upper road. Still have some stuff that's leaning over. Though it is out of the road and it's above the road. Get a winter storm, they're going to come down in the road. Okay, we're mostly at the top here. And then we come around the corner, still on the last property. He's cleared out a big section up here, but it is not clear anymore. There's a lot of tree of heaven right there. And this is the end of the properties in our community. Going on would be the Hunt Club, and we don't normally go down that way. So that's all we got for this time. See you later.